My name is Randy. If you don't know me, I'm a huge 21 Pilots fan. Been to 6 or 7 shows. I don't really remember how many. Own a bunch of merch. I'm in the top 1% of Spotify listeners. Blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all before. I've been working on this project for a while, and I wanted to rank all 93 current songs by them. This might be outdated by the time it comes out or in a few months, because I have a suspicion that a new album is coming this year. I won't be putting any of the alternative mixes of songs on here where it's just like the normal song but cut shorter. For example, they got Chlorine without the slower part on Spotify, and then they have the Hype with a few parts of the middle cut out. So I won't be having those on here, but I will be having like the location sessions and the top X mute math sessions ranked on here. I'll have all the regional at best counterparts to the Vessel songs that are out, and vice versa for those. But I'm not going to have any live stream versions. I'm not going to have the MTV Unplugged thing. I'm not going to have anything live besides the ones that I mentioned. So without further ado, this is my ranking of every single 21 Pilots song from the worst to the best. If you disagree with me, that's cool. I'm all for discussion in the comments, or I'll make a sequel video. So here is the list. Get ready. It's going to be a while. The reason I don't like this one is because of the auto-tune. I cannot get behind the vocal performance on this one. It is very hard to listen to. I skip it all the time. I would say that I hate this song, honestly. I just find this one cringy, and the feature is not that good. That's really all I have to say about it. The lyrics are fine. Some of them are a little bit cringy, but the production and the vocal performance really stand out on this one as being bad and unlistenable. This shows everything that's wrong with Blurry Face. I don't know how the whole album went gold when this song is on it. I know a lot of people like this one. For me, again, vocal performance, and it sounds really old. It's not great. I find it to be cringy like the other ones, and I get it. It's Tyler, really young, talking about his struggles, but it's just boring. This one I never really liked. I always skip it just due to the whole rap verse and the choice on the vocal production. It's not my favorite. This is the worst of that session. It's just, it's live. It's one of the first ones they did, so Tyler's voice doesn't sound as good in it, and you can tell that he's a little bit tired of Ride as a song since it got so popular. So first half is so good. It's a great song, but the second half ruins it. The way that he flows on this one is a lot worse than the Vessel version and the one that most people know. Just don't like it very much. And the thing about these regional at best versions of the Vessel tracks is that they just sound like demos. I just don't like the vocal performance, and I think the lyrics are cringy. It just proves regional at best is just a bad album in general, and I'm glad that it's not on Spotify, because I don't want people seeing my favorite band make this type of music, because it's simply not good. I like the story it tells, but other than that, vocal performance is bad, production is weird, and I just don't like it that much. I always skip it. Again, not great. These mute math versions are just not as good as they could be, and Ride and Heathens are the two most popular songs from those sessions, and you can tell that there's not as much effort put into those because Tyler and Josh are probably tired of them at this point, because it was on the height of Blurry Face, it was on the height of Heathens, and after a while it just gets annoying. It's a good song, it's just a little bit too depressing for me, and I have to skip it whenever I listen to it, or else it will make me break down and feel like a bag of shit. Same thing I said before, it just sounds like a demo. This one for me, I can't get behind the part where he says, "my prayer," and voice cracks. No one talks about Semi-Automatic. It's nobody's favorite. It's forgettable, just like Fake You Out from Vessel. It's a love song, but I think it's the worst version of the 21 Pilots love songs. It's very generic. It's slow. It's somber. It's just kind of corny. I'm not a fan. This one's an interesting one because I like where it ends up going, but I'm not a fan of the whole minute-long instrumental start in the first verse, but that's not bad by any means. It's just, kind of mid. This one is fine. It just doesn't do anything new or interesting, and I'm most likely going to skip it whenever it comes on. I have it higher because I like the lyrics, but besides that, I feel the exact way that I feel about Johnny Boy. I actually enjoy this one quite a bit. The only reason I don't have it higher is just because I like all the songs higher than it better. Obviously, that's how these ranking lists work. But it's just not exactly my cup of tea at the beginning. The end I really like, but I think they end up making live versions of Heavy Dirty Soul like this better. And you can tell the influence from this version, but all the other versions are better. The live stream version, stuff like that. I know I don't have them on here, but I'd much rather listen to those or see it live in a different setting than ever go back and listen to this one. Same type of thing. I like the different choices they make. It's probably the most different out of all of these Mute Math versions as far as vocals go and lyrics, and the way that they're set up. But again, I'd rather listen to Tear in My Heart in a different setting live, and I'm not a big fan of the original song in general, so I never get the hype around this one. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I skip it whenever it comes on. I think that rap part is cringy. I don't like it. I don't like the vocal performance. I think it's some of the worst Vessel has to offer besides Fake You Out and Semi-Automatic. And you're never going to catch me listening to this one. I don't have it on any playlists. It's a skip. With that being said, number 69 is the regional at best version of Guns for Hands. Same type of thing. I have them back to back because they basically sound the same, except I like the vocal performance and the way that he flows the song better on regional at best. So that's why I have it higher. This is just a product of 21 Pilots making Blurry Face so that they can go on the radio. This is one from Regional at Best that I used to listen to a lot when I was in my middle school days. I really liked this one. Looking back on it now, it's just simple. The production isn't there. If they made it now, I think it would be great, but I just have it low on here because I never find myself wanting to go back to listen to it, and I always forget about it. Same type of thing here. I think it's the best Regional at Best version of one of the Vessel songs, but again, it just sounds like a demo, and it's not as good as it could be, and as it ends up being later on in Vessel. Great concept here. I think they do it better in Bounce Man, but the lyrics are pretty good, and the only part that I really don't like about this is how loud the kick drum is in the background. I think Tyler's brother, Zach, when he raps on the song, it's not as good. I just don't really like it. It's more mumbling and trying to find random nonsense words that rhyme with each other. The whole first minute and a half is just, instrumental with someone like moaning in the background. I think it's Tyler, I'm not sure, but I don't like that. I find this one to be a little bit annoying. I just have it higher up for the novelty of it, and it's what the logo means and all that. So this is a good concept and a good idea. I really like it. I like how they play it every time they go to Ohio, no matter what, since it's their hometown. But as a song, I never listened to it. It has a generic poppy type synth in the background that has been used in a lot of other songs that I'm not a big fan of, so it's just lower for me. I'm really not a big fan of this one. I skip it almost every time it comes on. I think the love songs for Jenna are done way better in the future. The only part that I really enjoy is the potholes part, which is why this is so high up. I know it's at 62 out of 93. I'm saying high up, but if it wasn't for the, potholes part of the song, it would not be up this high. It would probably be in the lower 80s. Number 61 is Ruby, another one from Regional at Best that I find pretty good, for Regional at Best standards. It's a pretty good Christmas song. It's a good 21 Pilots song. It sounds like them. It sounds like what their version of a Christmas song would be. It ties into the whole COVID thing. It's just at number 60 because I can only listen to it around Christmas. I love the rap part. Every other part drags. It's really good. I just don't like the auto-tune part, and I like the lyrics quite a bit. One of the best from Regional at Best, but other than that, it's just kind of like not as good as 21 Pilots ends up making songs in the future. Same thing as Lovely. Love the concept, love the lyrics, just not as good production and vocal wise as it ends up being in the future. If they remade Regional at Best now and made all the songs that they didn't remake on Vessel, I feel like it would be, it would end up being some of my favorite songs. But I just can't get behind the vocal performance and some of the cringy lyrics, but mainly the vocal performance and the production on the Regional Best songs. I do really enjoy this song. It's just, it's not a 21 Pilots song. It's not written by them. I like the My Chemical Romance version better. People say, Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance sings it like he's still fighting through cancer. Tyler sings it like he gave up. It's way longer than it needs to be, but I do enjoy it. I just simply can't put it higher because it's not their song. It's a cover. This song is the best Mute Math version of all of them. And I say that because it sounds a lot like the studio version. Tyler sings the exact same way in the exact same key, the exact same beats. Most of the instruments sound the same. I actually think the end breakdown, the last minute and a half, is better than the original Lame Boy, but I can't put it any higher or above the original Lame Boy simply for the first part of it. The breakdown is amazing. I love it. If the whole song was like that, it would be way higher, maybe in the top 20. But I just have to put it lower because it's more of the same. And it's just Lane Boy with a different ending, basically. Love this song. One of my favorite faster ones from Self-Titled, since Self-Titled is a lot of ballads. But yeah, it's good besides the auto-tune part, again. But it works the best in this one out of all the older ones, I think. It's just kind of boring to me. I like the lyrics, but it's repetitive. The instrumental's not all that interesting. I feel like it should have been a ukulele song instead of like a guitar song. But yeah, it is what it is. Same type of thing. The worst that Scaled to Icy has. What the fuck? Number 52, I have Bounce Man. Same type of thing. Some of the worst that Scaled and Icy has to offer. I originally had this one lower than Formidable, but I like the concept of this one better. And every time I listen to Bounce Man, I actually put it up higher on my list. The only reason I don't have it higher, I think, is because it just doesn't feel like a 21 Pilots song. Number 51 is another doozy. I have House of Gold. Listen, I get it. It's a song for his mom. It's one of the most beloved. I know you're probably like, what? It doesn't even crack in the top 50? Listen, there's better ukulele songs. There's better concepts. I feel like Tyler kind of just, maybe should have wrote this for his mom and then played it for her and not put it on an album. I don't know. Maybe it should be on Regional at Best instead. Good ukulele song. Little parts of it are repetitive, but that's really what Vessel is. It's a good beginning, and then they repeat one line, and then they repeat another line a bunch of times, and then he screams, and then they have a big outro, repeating the first part. So Screen is definitely formulaic in that way as far as Vessel songs go, but I enjoy it nonetheless. It's a slow ballad version of Chlorine. I like it. It's good. I love when, 21 Pilots switches up how a song sounds, like the whole live stream and like the MTV Unplugged. But this one is just simply the lowest of those because I don't think Chlorine works in a piano ballad type version. I think this has the potential to be better than The Hype, but they just make a lot of weird choices. Where it really shows Tyler's, original talents from back in the day in 2009 or whenever he wrote this one. I think some of the rhyming here, like care and hair, is a little bit cringy. Some of the worst of Blurry Face in that regard, but I enjoy the ukulele and I enjoy this one live, which really puts it up higher for me. I go back and forth with this one. I like the guitar solo. I like the concept and the lyrics, how it relates to real life, and the whole Dima storyline in Scaled and Icy. It's just simply a little bit boring and kind of generic rocky pop, which just puts it lower than it would be for me. Number 44 is another one that's going to get me in jail. I have Ride this low, yes. I don't like the grating on the vocals. It sounds like Tyler is singing through a hairdryer. It also sounds like there's a hairdryer going on in the background the whole time of this song, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I like the rap part. I like how it relates to Lame Boy. I like, the whole taking my time on my ride part. It's fun to sing, but he also goes too high at the I've been thinking too much part, which sounds a little bit weird. And as far as the most popular 21 Pilots songs, I think this one is the least deserving of being on the radio, and it should have gone to another song from Blurryface. I think it could be cut down a little bit. I like the ukulele. It's a lot of fun to sing. Tyler was definitely having a lot of fun in the studio. I like when he screams Josh Dunn in the background. I just simply can't put it higher because it's one that sometimes I do skip it. I know I've been a stickler for auto-tune in the past, but I think it works the best in this 21 Pilots song. It's also live, which is crazy, and it's got a certain groove to it that I really enjoy. I have a weird relationship with this one. I don't enjoy it that much. Then I do sometimes. Then I don't sometimes. If you watch the Vessel 10-year anniversary live stream, Tyler showed the original Doubt demo, which honestly, if that was the real version of Doubt, that would be in my top 10 21 Pilots songs. It's awesome. Production is great, but this one, it sounds like what Blurryface is trying to do. And that's where, instead of going the spookier route, like I think Tyler wanted to go, I think the label wanted them to go more pop to get on the radio. And this went from a spooky song that sounded like Spooky Vessel to a more poppy, generic song trying to get on the radio. And that's my main gripe with Blurryface just as an album. But I like Doubt, and it's one that continues to move up my list. One of the best from Self-Titled. The only problem for me is just the vocal performance. Best Regional at Best song. Does not deserve to be on that album. Deserves to be a real single that is on Spotify that people know. One of their best singles. They don't come out with many, but it's good. But at number 37, I have Level of Concern, the Live from Outside version. I think that one's better because in the original, you have a whole section where it's just Tyler going, ooh, 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 but then he does the guitar thing again, plays the main part, sings the chorus. But in the live version, and in every other version we've heard since the studio version, he sings during the, I guess you want to call it the bridge part, and I like the lyrics in that. I think that's the best lyrics of the whole song. And then during the part that would be the chorus again, he does a guitar solo. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I enjoy the Live from Outside version just a little bit more than the regular version. So that's my 38 and 37 back to back. God damn, the lyrics on this one are good. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple, great ending to Vessel. Just a good ass song. This song, honestly, it's perfect besides the part, like I was saying with all the Vessel songs, where they have to repeat Entertain My Faith and Lean With It, Rock With It, and then do a scream and then break back out into the chorus. It's just, generic Vessel things. I'm not the biggest fan of that part, but every other part of the song I love. This was the first song I ever heard by them. This is, why I became a fan. I heard it on the radio. I think it is super poppy and a little bit generic, but at the same time, I can't really listen to this one critically because, one, it was the first song I heard by them, but two, I've heard it so much that it's just like, when you put a picture on the wall in your house, and at first it looks different, and then after a while you get used to it being there, and then you kind of forget it's there. That's just the type of vibe that Stressed Out gives to me. We finally have a Trench song on this. They're all towards the top, guys. Trench is the best album that 21 Pilots will ever make. Migraine was my number one favorite 21 Pilots song a few years ago. The only reason it's lower in one of my least favorite Trench songs is just because it's a little bit generic. I found it a little bit boring, a little bit too poppy, but I enjoy it nonetheless. Wow. Breaking into the top 30. Here we go. At number 30, I have Saturday. I used to fucking hate this song. People are always like, oh, you would hear this in a Forever 21. Oh, this is a Target song. No, it's different. People don't like this type of pop music. It's not something that people resonate with. Not because it's boring or too generic, just because it's pop in one way, but the whole theme of Scaled and Icy is that it's supposed to sound a little bit off because, 21 Pilots are being controlled by Dima. So I think this and another song we'll get to in the future of this list are really good representations of that, and I really love this song. I don't know why it's hated by so many people. Great song, dude. The bass, the high-pitched vocals, all the lyrics, and the music video on top of that, this just makes this song a masterpiece. The only issue that I have with it really is that I wish that, like in live versions of Heavy Dirty Soul, Tyler screamed at the end, like sort of in a jumpsuity way. I think that would make it a lot better. Love the rap. The first verse is some of the best verse like flow and lyrics in 21 Pilots history. I'm sure you've heard it before if you talk to people who like 21 Pilots. The verses are great. I love the raps. I like the chorus, but that middle part where the chorus goes for a little bit too long and drags is literally the only thing that's wrong with the song. So it does make it cracking into the top 25. We have Message Man. Can you hear I'm tired from listening to all these songs for like 40 minutes so far? Message Man, honestly, does the reggae rap thing really well, but it also hides it very well. You don't really know that it's a reggae song until someone points it out to you. I'm sure some of you didn't realize that either, like until right now. Come on, it's another classic. The rap part is classic. All of it is classic. The only part really that drags again is the end. I'm not gonna fight someone for you because I'm not strong enough. I'm gonna get beat up for you because that's how I can protect you. I know this one's popular, but I call it underrated. I did not like this song at first either. A lot of people call this one a Target or Forever 21 song as well. I don't agree with it. This is the one that I was talking about back with Saturday when I said, you can tell it's a happy song, but something is off about it. This also used to be one of my favorites, probably my number one for a while. I love how in Trench and the newer songs, Tyler can't just do a piano ballad. He has to have some kind of ambiance. And the best ambiance, I think, in any 21 Pilots song is Leave the City. It stood the test of time with the production and the vocal performance, because a lot of them don't age well, but this one ages the best. This one I go back and forth on. Sometimes I feel like it's generic. Sometimes I feel like it's not. Sometimes I wish he screamed at the end. Sometimes I wish, he doesn't, and I like the way it is. It's a good pop song. Fits into the lore. Fun one to sing. Fun one to jam along to. It's on the radio. I hear it sometimes. It's just a good one. I really appreciate it. I thought it would be higher, but the middle part and some of it does drag a little bit. Not only did he sing a song about his dead grandfather, not only can you feel the passion in it, but it's not a somber, sad song about the passing of his grandfather. It's a happy, jazzy song with ukulele about a celebration of his grandfather. Choker is a classic Back to the Roots 21 Pilots song. The end rap is amazing. When you listen to the song and the chorus comes in, it sounds like Tyler's all around you. The ambiance is crazy. It's so fun to sing. I love Choker. The progression, the bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum throughout the whole song really just makes you feel like this is the song that I think of when I think of Tyler producing in his basement during Trench. Trees is an interesting one because I thought it would be in my top 5, but truly, I don't listen to it very often. I like it when it comes on. I keep it on. It's a great ending to the concerts, and it's a great song in general. Tyler wrote it when he was 17. It's one of the classics, but I just couldn't crack it into the top 10 because I don't listen to it that much, and I don't find myself wanting to listen to it that much. I love Levitate. This song just sounds like it slides right past your ears. It's incredible. I love the progression of it. I love how the end doesn't have to reference the beginning at all. It almost sounds like it's a different song. I love how the 5 minutes just breezes by. I love how it's a fast song and a ballad mixed in one. Yup, Mulberry Street. This song, visually, and everything about it, it makes you feel like you're on a train. It makes you feel like you're in a street. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel kind of weird in the Scaled and Icy type of way where something feels off, but it's also fun. It's so fun to sing. The piano hits hard. It's a great song. I love Mulberry Street with all my heart. This is one of the best ballads and best written songs that Tyler and 21 Pilots have ever made. This song can break me no matter what. That rap at the end is so crazy, scary good. You visualize what's going on. The production, it's not exactly great, but I don't care. This song is a 10 out of 10 for the lyrics and just how much passion Tyler is putting into his performance. This song is incredible. It is so different. This is experimental music. This is what makes Trench so good. This is the reggae that I want in a 21 Pilots song. This is the rap verse that I want in a 21 Pilots song. This is how crisp that I want the drums to feel in a 21 Pilots song. This song live is incredible. Everything about this one is amazing. And that's why it's number 7. It's perfect. It's a perfect song. If you don't like it, I get why. It's a little bit out there. It's a little bit too different. But the flow, everything about it, perfect. Again, reggae. Again. This one is a little different because I can't say the lyrics are that great. They are, but there's not that many. On the sheet for the album, if you look at the lyrics, there's not that many that get repeated. It's the same thing over and over. But the bass and the reggae and the drums and everything about this one come together, and it makes you visualize. It just makes me nod my head back and forth, and it makes me feel like I'm vibing so hard because I am whenever I listen to it, and it's so fucking good. The song breaks me every time I listen to it. This song is going to be topical forever. This one, the lyrics are insane. One of the best from Trench. One of the best 21 Pilots songs of all time. That's why it's number 5. I love songs when Tyler gets into this topic. I love that he doesn't say the word suicide at all. I love how it relates to the lore. I love how, when I hear the song, I think of Chester Bennington. I love everything about this song. The screaming, the drums, the production, the dance partiness, the 5.5 minute runtime, did I say the screaming already? Everything comes together in this one. It has not aged. Even if it does, who fucking cares? It's awesome. This one, it's classic 21 Pilots essence. Wow. The production on this one, the lyrics, the way that when he gets to a different part and kind of stumbles on his words on purpose, the beat also breaks up in the background, is incredible. Incredible. You can tell throughout Trench the influence that Tyler had from Mute Math in the sessions. Trench is way better than those sessions, but that's because, it's studio versions. They're not really live. And god damn, the song does kind of fall into the heavy first half and light second half of the Trench songs, but I don't care. What are you talking about? Trench is my favorite album. This proves why. This is an incredible song, and it's so fun to sing, and it's amazing, and it's oh man. My top 2. Before we get into them, I'm sure you can tell what my top 2 are. They're both from Scaled and Icy. And they're very different, and it's hard for me to decide which is 1 and which is 2, but at number 2, I have The Outside. This is my most played song of all time. I played the song more than any other song I've ever played in my whole life. I play it every time I get in the car. I never get tired of it. It's, an everybody stand in line type song. It makes you nod your head. It makes you feel like you're being controlled, which is the whole part is Scaled and Icy, but it also works without the lore. It gives a new type of style to 21 Pilots that I never thought I needed, but that I definitely enjoy and that I want. And I would go on record saying this is my favorite 21 Pilots song, but I think my number 1 is better, and I think I feel better about putting it at number 1. But The Outside, everything about it is perfect. I would have sex with this song if it was a person. Wow. the last song that they have released, and my favorite, Redecorate. A lot of people don't like the grading on the vocals. I know I said I had a problem with it in Ride, but in this one it's done very well. It's done to make you feel the disconnect. The concept is insane. I remember listening to it for the first time laying on the floor of my room and just bawling my eyes out. I remember being so taken aback that an album that can sound so happy can have a song like this in it that just breaks you from the core. It's an incredible song. It's a masterpiece. And you know, when he says he would have made it if he lived on a different street, referencing Mulberry Street, referencing the corruptness of Dima, which also references our lives in real life, which is more topical than ever, of, you know, being controlled and feeling like you don't belong and all that stuff. It's just, you know, being locked in to a place. I think it's the best concept of any album. I think it's just, it hits different in a way that not many songs can make me feel. And again, it's a sad one. It's a ballad-ish with rap in it, kind of like Neon Gravestones. They're kind of close in proximity, but this one just, it really makes you think. It really makes you feel, and I can put it on no matter what, any time of the day. No matter what, no matter when, just because it's a perfect song. It's incredible. So Redecorate comes in at number 1. And yeah, that's my list. I know this was a very long video. If you stayed till the end, I appreciate it. I do have other 21 Pilots style videos on my channel. It'll probably pop up throughout this video and at the end, but if you want to check those out, you can. If you want to tell me, you know, if you think my list is shit, if you think it's good, if you don't agree with certain parts, if you want to have a discussion with me in the comments, I'll gladly do it. If I get enough comments, maybe I'll make a secondary video to this one. You know, when their new album comes out, I'll be making a ranking of that. I feel like I don't really need to make a ranking of the albums that I haven't ranked anymore because I have this one now. But, you know, if that's warranted too, I'll do that as well. This was fun to make. It took a lot of time. Took a month or so to, you know, listen to the songs and get my perfect list in order. It was very hard to do. I'm sure, you know, if you have a favorite artist, it's very hard to rank all their songs. But yeah, that was all 93 21 Pilots songs ranked. You know, feel free to leave your ranking in the comments if you want as well. If you want to count certain songs and not count certain songs, that's cool too. Or if you want to just put your top 10 or top 5, that's cool too. Whatever. I'm down to see other people's opinions. I love doing data and stuff like that and finding out why other people disagree with me or agree with me or just whatever. So thanks for listening. Thank you for watching this, and editing this is going to be a fun treat. That's going to take a while. So yeah, it took a long time. This was a passion project of mine, so thank you. I appreciate it. And my name is Randy/SKR, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace out.